What's up everyone? Welcome back to the World War II Solitaire board game channel for another playthrough video. And we're back at it with Warfighter World War II. However, this time we're playing Warfighter, the World War II Pacific combat card game. So this is the Pacific theater of operations. And our first playthrough, we're going to be playing the Snap Raid. I think that's a good one to start with because it's the shortest mission there is. So Snap Raid mission, we have a resource value of 28. We only have time, the time is only 7 turns, so it's quite difficult actually. The objective starts over here at the first spot, and loadout we have a +1. The Snap Raid also tells us that it's a raid mission, and what that means is that we have to get to the mission card, the objective card, and then once we're at objective card and we have completed the objective, we have to make it back with all of the soldiers to the mission card. And the first turn after completing the objective, at the advanced mission timer turn, we will also spawn new hostiles at this objective card location. So you're kind of escaping from those. And that's how the raid mission works. You do the normal mission to the objective card and then you perform an escape mission. So I have chosen 2 player soldiers because I think it's quite critical that you get here in time. You only have 7 turns and you need 1 turn to get over here, 2 turns to get over here, and then I'm gonna need at least 1 turn to complete the objectives. That is 3 turns, and then 4 turns to get it back here and 5 turns here. So we really don't have a lot of time. And so how I have spent my 28 resources, I got Woodbury, who's a player soldier. He has an movement value of 2, 6 in health, loadout of 9. He has the Gung Ho skill, which is very good, but he also unfortunately has the panic skill. I've loaded him out with the M1 carbine, 1 MK2 grenade, 2 satchel charges, and that's it. So his final cost comes to 11, 14, 15, 17. And then we have Sam Croft. He has the green and the panic skill, so he's not a very good placeholder, but I kind of feel that he's still better than the other options. He has the Thompson submachine gun, the M1 submachine gun, which makes him start with 1 experience point. He also starts with 1 hardy against hot. And yeah, unfortunately he does have the green and the panic. The green skill makes him subtract 1 from all attack rolls. And the panic, just like Woodbury have, means that he suffers a suppression if other teammates are downed. Alright, so we start by drawing the action cards, and Woodbury has a health value of 6, so he will draw 6 action cards. And he draws Assault, Mortar Support, Location Marker, Overwatch, Scrounge, and Move Out. And for Sam Croft, he has a health value of 5, so he will draw 5 cards. And he draws Prepared Fire, Self-Sacrifice, Infiltrate, Trailblazing, and Assault. So I'm gonna go ahead now during the first turn of the game and play my location marker. Draw a location card, and we have Light Jungle. So Light Jungle reinforces on 0 to 1, has an entrance value of 4. It's free to play, but we have a fever +4. They have the roll +4 during the start of the turn to not be suppressed. it's obstructed, so you can't shoot from this location to that location if this one is in the middle. Hostile value is quite cheap, only one hostile. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that, and again we play that for free, since that's free to play, and we'll draw hostiles now. And we have, excuse me, flankers. Place in the rearmost location. Soldiers cannot leave this location. So the rearmost location is the mission card, or the area closest to the mission card with soldiers in it. So it's going to be this area. So we'll draw a marker here to see who he attacks, and he will attack number 2. Okay, so soldiers in rearmost, soldiers cannot leave this location, so that means that we need to take this guy out before we can move. So we'll see if I have some good card that I can use. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, I think, and use Samcroft with the Thompson. And he will fire in auto, meaning he's gonna go ahead and roll 3 dice instead of 1. So let's see, this one doesn't have spray, unfortunately. That is a really good one otherwise, but it doesn't. So he hits on 7 with the M1 submachine gun, but we have the green skill, so unfortunately we have to subtract 1 from our attack roll. We are attacking the flankers and spending 1 action doing so. And let's see what we roll. Okay, so first of all we roll a 1, so that's unfortunate because that means we go out of ammo. Our reload is 2. But we do hit with 1, that's the 9. We needed an 8. So we managed to kill one of these enemies. And then we have, let's see if I have any other good card. Not really. So let's check Woodbury. He doesn't have any really good cards either. So he's gonna fire with his M1 carbine. He needs a 6 to hit. So he uses 1 action to fire at the flankers. And he rolls a 3, so unfortunately that is a miss, but he does manage to suppress since he breaks cover. Their cover is only 1. So I will fire again. And again we have a bad roll. There's not really much we can do about that. I have 1 more action with Samcroft, but he can't fire since he's out of ammo. Unfortunately. Okay, so we're gonna use that last action to reload our Thompson. And that's it for that turn. So let's reset our action tokens. I was hoping I would take these guys out because on this raid mission you're kind of always running out of time. You have so few turns. So I can only waste 1 more turn now. Anyway, we go to the enemy turn. We would do our reinforcements draw, but we're not at a location with reinforcements. So we would do attack, close range, but they are suppressed, or the one who's alive is suppressed. So we're just going to simply remove 1 suppression token, and then we're going to advance the timer counter. Alright, so Woodbury is going to go ahead and attack again. Again, he needs 6 to hit at range 0. And this time we actually get it. So these guys are KIA. And that will give us some experience. 2 experience from this guy. And that's pretty good because now we can start moving in. So I'm going to move in first of all with Samkoff or Samcroft. So he's moving in with his first action. He has a 4 in movement value, so he does not have to pay any extra cards. He's then going to go ahead and play the Trailblazing card, which lets Woodbury move in without having to spend any cards. And that is also going to be good for when we're retreating. And then I'm going to spend my last action drawing some new cards. So Prepared Fire is pretty good. The other aren't really good. So I'm going to draw some new cards. 4 new cards, and I'm going to keep the Prepared Fire. And the 4 new cards are Draw Fire, Cautious, and 2 Overwatch. And then for Woodbury, I'm going to go ahead and move in with 1 action. And I don't have to spend any of my cards since we have the Trailblazing effect there from Samcroft. So that is the end of my turn. Let's reset our action markers. And now comes the fun part, the hostile turn. So we will draw reinforcements. And we really hope that we will not draw a 0 or a 1. Okay, so we draw a 2. That is very lucky indeed, because that means we discard it and we don't have to deal with it. So we would normally do our attack, close range, remove suppression counters, but there is no hostiles on the map, so we advance the timer. And it's our turn again. And I'm going to go ahead and activate objective. That's a free action. And we will spawn hostiles now for objective for a value of 2. So we have Kamikaze. Placing targeted, fearless, penetration. So these guys are going to go ahead and spawn in my location. So they are targeting number 2, which is this guy. So they spawn here because again, placing targeted, fearless, and we still have 2 points to draw for, and we have an officer, and we'll draw to see who he will fire at. It will be number 2 again. So number 2 is definitely not in luck. Okay, so we kind of have to take these guys down. This guy would be screened by him if they were in the same location, but they're not. So all I really have to do is to get in here, take down the officer, and blow up this place, and we're good to go. So let's see how we should do that. We also don't. We shouldn't underestimate the Kamikaze because he can really he can kill one of my guys with a roll of 6 or higher. He can't be suppressed because he's fearless, and he also have the penetration, which is bad. My guy's Woodbury is the only one though who has a cover value of 2, who is going to be affected by that. And he's targeting Samcroft, so that doesn't really matter. Okay, so it's the start of my turn. And the first thing we have to do is now to roll for the environment. So a fever is +4. And that means I have the roll of 4 or higher to escape getting a fever. So let's roll for Woodbury first. And he rolls a 2. So unfortunately he is suppressed. And then Samcroft will roll for him. And he rolls an 8, so he's good to go. He's not affected by it. So let's see what we can do now. Okay, so let's see what we can do. I'm gonna go ahead and the question is, I could move in with my gung-ho and fire at the officer, but it's gonna be a little bit risky. I want to make sure that I take down these kamikaze guy, so I want to foresee what kind of options I have. Okay, so prepared fire is pretty good. So, yeah, the question is... Okay, so I think I'm gonna go ahead actually and move in with number 2. He's... first of all, we spend 1 action getting rid of his suppression. And then we'll use the move out to perform a move without spending an action. He moves into the shore installation. And then Woodbury also has the gung-ho skill. When you enter a location with a hostile, perform an attack without spending an action. So that's cool. So we get to attack with our M1 carbine. We need only to roll a 6. However, we do need to get 4 or higher in the cover roll. Oh, look at that. We roll a 1 in attack. So that's us going out of ammo. And then we roll 2 in cover. So that's pretty bad as well. So we don't even suppress this officer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to spend my grenade on him. So hopefully it's going to be bye-bye officer. We have, let's see... Okay, so I am going to go ahead and play the prepared fire with Samcroft. And I spend 1 experience point to upgun it. Play when you or any soldier in bracket declare an attack. Treat your cover roll as being a 6. Because he has quite a high cover there. So we spend the grenade, and the grenade lets us roll. We don't need to roll for the cover, we already know it's 6. But we need to roll for our attack. And we get to this explosion with the MK2 grenade. Sorry, explosion 4. And we need a 7 to hit. Okay, we got 3 10s. That is very good. The officer is down. And he gives me 3 experience points. I gotta say that was a lucky roll with the grenade. And of course I spent an action doing so. So I shouldn't forget to turn my action counters. Come on. Okay, so let's see. Do I have anything else I can use? Also moving into the shore installation, I forgot, has an entrance cost of 4. So I have to, my movement value is only 2, so I have to discard 2 cards. So 2 of these cards I spend. Can be easy to forget that also objective cards and mission cards have an entrance cost. Okay, so that is all our actions with Woodbury. We're gonna go ahead and take our actions now with with Samcroft. And he's gonna go ahead and fire with his submachine gun at the kamikaze trooper. And none of the cards that I really want to use. Okay, so I'm going ahead and firing with the machine gun, and I am firing on auto, meaning I get to roll 3 dice, 3 attack dice. So we need a penetration value of 2, and we need, with the M1 submachine gun, we need 7 to hit, but since we're also green, we actually need an 8 to hit. Oh, look at that. That is another really great roll. So another one bites the dust. We roll 1 10, 1 8, 1 4, and 1 2. So we don't run out of ammo either. So that's really cool. I'm gonna go ahead and put the grenade over here. Okay, so that is one action, and then he will use his next action, moving in to the shore installation, and he has a movement value of 4, so you do not have to pay any action cards moving into that location. Okay, so let's see how this goes, because now we will go to the next enemy turn, and we will draw reinforcements, and we will hope we don't draw anything with 0 value. Oh, we got lone soldier. So this guy also gives us an event. I hope I didn't miss that on any of these. Nope. Okay, so we have an event. He will target number 1, by the way. And the event is pay 2 experience or add +2 to the entrance cost of all locations until the end of the mission. That's a wrong direction event card. And of course we're gonna go ahead and pay 2 experience points. There we go. Okay, so that is it for the enemies. We will do an attack. He will attack number 1. He will hit on 8 or higher. He has a penetration of 1. So even though Woodbury has a cover value 2, we don't need to roll for the cover because he's gonna hit. So on an 8 or higher, he gets a wound. The enemy rolls a 4, so that is a miss. However, he is suppressed due to the cover being successfully rolled. So that is unfortunate. Okay, so we advance the timer, and now we go back to my 2 heroes. Can they make it? They're kind of running out of time. They need 1, 2, okay, 2 turns to get back to the raid card. So I have 2 more turns here, and I have to destroy 3 sites, which are structures. So that's why I brought the satchel charges. And explosion attacks only +2 size, hostiles screen sight. So I have to take down this guy before I can actually do anything. Alright, so let's see. So I'm gonna go ahead and fire at this guy with my submachine gun. And I will fire in auto again. I need an 8 to hit. Cover, I need a roll of 2. Ooh, that's a pretty bad roll. I don't hit, I don't break cover, and I also go out of ammo. So that is definitely not good. I'll spend 1 action here with this guy, removing his suppression. Don't really have any good cards. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Overwatch with this guy. And I'll spend 1 Overwatch with it because it has a support value of 1. So we have 1 Overwatch in play. I'll put it there, not to confuse you guys. And let's see what I'm gonna do. Okay, so Woodbury is gonna go ahead and attack now. And he's attacking with the M1 carbine. He needs a 2 in penetration for this guy, and he needs a roll of 6 to hit. Okay, so unfortunately we don't hit, but we break cover, so this guy is suppressed. And then we're gonna go ahead with Samcroft. We're gonna spend his satchel charge here and fire at the building, which is not screened by the suppressed hostile. And basically the building, we will roll 2 dice and we will add 5 to attack and penetration, and we need an 8 to hit, right? And this one has a +2 in size, so we have a +2 in our attack roll for that. So we have a total of +7 to our attack. But remember, this guy has a -1, so if we do roll a 1, I believe with both of them it's gonna be a miss. And we need 2 hits on each, so both of them actually needs to hit. Okay, so that's a good roll. We break cover. We have a 3, and we add 5 to penetration here with the satchel charge. So that's an 8. It has a cover of 4. We roll a 10 and a 6, and we have a +2 for size, +5 here. So that is very high numbers. We definitely get 8, which it is to hit. So I'm just gonna put one of these KIA markers there, that one of these shore installations have been destroyed. And that is the last action of Samcroft, and he also spends his satchel charge. I'm gonna exchange it for this comfort box, which I'm using as replacement because I only have 2 of these satchel charge counters. Okay, so that is pretty much everything that I can do in this turn, and that means that next turn I am going to have to finish this off, otherwise I would have lost. So let's reset my action counters. And the enemy, let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and we have the Overwatch, so I'm paying 1 to retain it, 1 experience point. So play at the start of the hostile attack step. You may perform 1 attack at the start of the hostile attack step. Do not cost us an action. However, first we have the reinforcements draw. So luckily we did not get a 0. This is a 1, a rifleman, so he will be discarded. And then we have the attack step, and now because of the Overwatch I get to do an attack. Okay, so unfortunately I'm out of ammo, I see here. So that means I can't attack him, so that's unfortunate. Okay, so what we do now is we remove the suppression from this lone soldier, and we advance the mission timer, and that's it. So I need to suppress him now and blow this thing. Okay, this is gonna be tough, guys. Okay, so I am gonna go ahead with Samcroft and reload with 1 action. And then I'm firing his Thompson M1 machine gun, submachine gun. I need a 2 in cover and 8 to hit. I'm firing in auto. Okay, so I managed to take this guy down. I roll a 10 in attack and 3 in cover. So this guy is done for. Let's see. And Let's see. I also rolled, unfortunately, out of ammo. So this guy is out of ammo now. And then Woodbury is going to go ahead now and use his 2 satchel charges. And again, he has a plus for the cover. I don't have to roll because the cover of this shore installation is 4. But each satchel charge gives +5 to cover. Because it has 5 penetration. To hit it, I need an 8 because a satchel charge has an 8 in hit. But we will add 5 to attack. And we will add 2 to size. So that is +7. So even if I roll a 1, that means I would have hit. So I don't actually even have to roll for these satchel charges because there is no way that I can not hit. So I will just discard them. Spend 2 actions with Woodbury. And I'm going to go ahead and put this free enemy killed in action counter on it to note that I have successfully now completed my objective of destroying these 3 shore installation sites. And that is the end of my turn. I now have 2 turns to get back. So if I get some kind of flankers or something that stop me, I can still lose. And I can't fire my guns because they're both out of ammo. Alright, so we go to the enemy step. We draw for reinforcements. Reinforcement value is 0. And we draw a light mortar team. They have a value 3, so we just discard that. We go ahead and, sorry, the Overwatch I intended to remove. Otherwise you have to pay retain. We advanced the mission timer to 2, so we only have 2 turns now. So of course these guys are running back. And I think actually both of them are going to go ahead and reload for 1 action. And then they're running back over here for 1 action. Remember, you can only move 1 location each turn. And then these guys, none of them pay because I have the trailblazing. So play when you and I entered with Samcroft. Enter are the first soldier to enter location. After you discard to enter, permanently reduces entering cost by 2. So the light jungle with the entrance cost of 4 turns into 2. Woodbury has a 2 in movement value, so he doesn't have to pay any cards to enter. Okay, let's go ahead and reset my action counters. And now we have the enemy step. We will draw for hostiles, 0 or 1. And we have a 2, ambushers. So again, we're safe. We advance the mission timer. It's now on 1. We only have 1 turn remaining. But we're not out of the danger yet, because the light jungle has the fever effect. So I have to roll for fever. So let's roll for Woodbury. He needs a 4 or higher. He manages to pull that off. Sam Croft also needs a 4 or higher. He also rolls a 4. So they both pass the environmental thing. And both of them use an action to move back to the mission card. And that, my friends, is a successful mission. And I gotta say, I was really lucky with my hostile draws because I didn't get many hostiles, and the hostiles I got was just 1 or 2 of them. I mean, some of these cards, this one is 3 hostiles, this one is 3 hostiles, this one is 4 hostiles. That, if you get the holdouts one in the objective card, for example, man, you're gonna have a bad time. So anyway, it's a victory. It's Snap Raid shore installation. And I gotta say, Warfighter World War II, some people ask me which one should I get. Well, I'd usually say get the one with the theme that speaks the most to you. Like, for example, I think I prefer the Western Theater. But I think the Pacific is a little bit harder due to the environment effects of almost all of the location cards. So if you want an easier game, I'd recommend you to get the European one. If you want to play a little harder, I'd recommend the Pacific one. And it's not unbalanced or anything. I think the Frontline hostiles with Japanese locations or the Pacific locations. I think that's a really good difficulty level. Really cool game. I love Warfighter, I gotta say. There's just something about building your squad and trying out different tactics. It's so cool. Really gives you a feeling of achievement. So this is definitely in my top 5 favorite games. Warfighter, released by DWG. They are currently doing a Kickstarter for 2 new core games in the World War II universe. So that is going to be the Mediterranean theater and the North African theater. So I noticed they have a super good deal that if you get both core boxes and 18 expansion boxes, you'll only pay $290 US. And I gotta say, that's a pretty good deal, because I don't know what the expansion costs where you're at, but here in Sweden, one expansion is like $30. So if you pay that price, $290, you pay basically $50 for each core game and about $10 for each expansion. So that is like 1/3 of the price what I would pay retail value here in Sweden. I'll post a link in the description to where you can buy this game, and to find Warfighter North African and Mediterranean, you just go to Kickstarter or Google Warfighter World War II, the Mediterranean North African theater. Thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, please, I'd be very happy if you would subscribe to my channel. It does help me out a lot. And of course, I'm going to be playing more Warfighter World War II. So if you like what you see, stay tuned, because we are going to be playing soon again. Okay, guys, see you next time.